A new podcast featuring an AI recreation of the late Sir Michael Parkinson's voice will see Parky back doing what he did best, interviewing star names.
So there's a new AI Michael Parkinson podcast coming out. So it's AI Michael Parkinson talking to celebrities.
Good morning, Britain. Charlotte and Ed. It's a pleasure to be here. This is Michael Parkinson, or at least a digital version of me. I believe my son Mike and my co-producer Benjamin are with you to tell you about my new unscripted podcast.
I think we're dramatically accelerating prototyping, storytelling. Our time from development to market can be so much faster.
Yeah, so I think with my industry specifically, AI has been huge. We're in media generation, of course. So AI is making it a lot easier to do the execution parts, especially the first 90% of the work.
But for us right now, myself, I like to think about from the education side, which was what we're really focusing on. I'm really excited about personal AI models for ourselves, for our own mindset, our own databases for what we're working on, and having that tutor or side assistant essentially that's always there for you. So it's one of the biggest things I'm very excited about.
So my industry spans across a couple of different known ones, in the sense that on one hand, we're working in creative industries. On the other hand, general knowledge sector, which also involves innovation across multiple kind of spaces, and also well-being, whether workplace or also in areas of life which are stressful, so mental health in general. I think it's transforming all of it. It's allowing us to integrate these seemingly disparate spaces and make a sort of a real kind of new paradigm.
Yeah, I mean, it's transforming all industries, right? I mean, just the other day, I saw that a guy called Mike Verdu became VP of Gen AI Gaming at Netflix. Very cool. I saw that Martin Abelong was talking at Pixar, and I also saw a big Disney initiative happening with a Gen AI, quite secretive. We don't really know yet. But another really cool thing, I think, is also the fact that James Cameron joined the Stability AI board of directors, and he had this talk that I thought was quite cool, actually.
Yeah, and also I think it says something that he's interested in AI and is not, the Terminator guy.
I used to be in the venture building business before I went into AI. So right now I see almost all like capital having parts of AI components to them. So I think it's just such a ginormous opportunity that it's almost like a fear of being left out.
Interesting creative products, and it quickly flipped to productive and efficiency-led initiatives, and that's really interesting. For me, it's really the most boring part of like what AI can do in terms of like transforming business and commerce and culture. But I think it's a really important first step, and that's how I see it really sort of like impacting.
So I've still got one foot in the television industry, and AI is starting to roll into that area as well in terms of working with automation, streamlining workflows, just as it is in every industry. I think, every industry, it's just starting to creep in now. Some are adopting at a faster pace than others. I think you'll find big ships, so big companies, well-established companies, are slower to change than the smaller companies, because obviously the big ships take longer to turn. They've got a lot invested in traditional technologies.
Hey guys, hope you're enjoying these experts. If you are a Midjourney user, please scan the QR code that's on the screen right now and you can get some freebies. All right, let's go back to the content.
So think like you're, let's say, like an advertising agency that is hired by Nike, and you want to first ideate, right? Like, what kind of campaign do you want to have? Who do you want in the images or videos? These kind of things, you can throw out ideas very quickly using, like, first of all, chatbots, as well as like images integrated within those chatbots, like using Roy on Rubber Band. And doing that, you can quickly ideate, figure out exactly what you want, pitch it to Nike essentially, and they will choose which one they like, right? At that point, you can start working on it, and you can get to 90% of the way through by using AI tools. And for the last 10%, you can spend an excessive amount of time and really perfect like every single aspect of that video.
he does bring that up, but I think he was quite clever. I really liked his when he kind of addressed this issue, and he talks about that he sees AI. His particular interest is between the intersection between generative AI and 3D, because 3D you have control, but generative AI you can get rendering or quick kind of generative environments, whatever you
remote control something and they can do the work, and it's far more efficient in that way. But the most important thing, it's far more safer. It doesn't mean it's going to take the job for people, because that's what I'm trying to explain many times, is like, think about the risk. If I don't mind if a robot make a safer job, actually I think it's even better, so people can do other stuff, more creative, they can find other things, and even planning or stuff like that, they can do it, so use their brains.
So I think what's happened with distribution platforms like YouTube and TikTok and many others, I think you've seen this, you could call it like democratization of distribution. Everybody gets to publish content, and you have a pretty good chance, if you have great content, of getting viewership and actually making money off of that with things like subscription and ad revenue and merchandise. But video production hasn't really changed like that. Definitely, cameras have gotten more accessible and equipment has gotten more accessible, but not as easy as I think I'd say like the jump was from, having to go through a studio and getting it distributed through a distributor, and it's very expensive, right? It takes millions of dollars.
It is his son who owns all the IP, to his talk show stuff, and he is talking to celebrities as an AI, and then afterwards the celebrities get grilled about, well, how was that experience for you talking to an AI? So and the voice is, I've heard some of the voice work, and it is indistinguishable from him. It sounds like he's actually talking.
Please get some details out of them, because to be honest with you, I haven't got a clue how any of it works.
Recording a season of a show would probably cost like between $10 and $100 million in Hollywood, right? Doing this for $10,000, it's like 100,000 times cheaper. And then putting that show up on YouTube, right? I think this is the big change that we're gonna see, this decentralization. And I think it's gonna make it for better content, that we're gonna see a lot more content creators that are not, couldn't get funding otherwise, but they have great stories to tell. Maybe it's because it's more local, it's more authentic.
So when we're designing a garment to when it actually hits the store, with AI, it is only streamlining and elevating the creative process for that.
And like I say, ethically, it's his son, he manages the estate. It's also a really interesting angle of what is it to be interviewed by an AI? How does it make you feel? Was it weird? And it'd be interesting to see whether the AI hallucinates as Michael Parkinson, whether people accept it as a sort of authentic thing. So I think that's really forward thinking, and I'm looking forward to listening.
Is what's kind of like driving all the industries to adopt AI right now. And so I think it's permeated through all the industries right now. But in my industry right now, I work with media and media production and content production. I think we're at that tipping point where these tools are becoming so high fidelity, and the quality has just gone up so much in just a year, is that if you understand rate of change and you see how much talent and capital is being poured into this, your only limitation is your imagination.
So I hope you liked listening to those experts. You can watch this show on YouTube and get it on your TV at home in 1920 by 1080. Ooh. And you can also like our LinkedIn page, which is AImode, and that's on the screen right now. Should be some QR codes that you can scan. All right, until next time, guys, I shall see you soon. Bye.